Most older adults believe that eating more vegetables automatically leads to better health. But after you hit 60, your body doesn't handle food the same way it used to. Some vegetables that were once beneficial can now quietly cause bloating, fatigue, joint pain, or even contribute to chronic diseases. You won't read this in most diet books, but the reality is straightforward. After age 60, digestion slows down, inflammation tends to increase, and certain so-called healthy vegetables can actually turn into hidden health risks. In this video, I'll reveal 3 vegetables you should stop eating right away and 3 you should start adding to your weekly meals to feel more youthful, stronger, and mentally sharper. The final vegetable I'll talk about is one that most doctors overlook, but it could be crucial for protecting your brain and heart. Let's start with this. Stop eating nightshades if you're dealing with joint stiffness. Tomatoes, eggplants, bell peppers, and white potatoes may look harmless, even healthy. They're colorful, packed with vitamins, and commonly used in everything from soups to salads. But for millions of older adults struggling with chronic joint pain, especially those with arthritis or autoimmune disorders, these healthy veggies might be silently fueling their discomfort. Why? Because they all come from a plant group known as nightshades, and they all contain a naturally occurring chemical called solanine, a plant's built-in defense that acts like a mild toxin in sensitive people. Solanine is created by these plants to keep insects away. It's essentially a natural pesticide. But while that protects the plant, it can mess with your body, especially if your immune system is already out of balance. Here's the surprising part most people never hear. If your joints hurt for no obvious reason, if you wake up stiff every day, if your fingers randomly swell, or your knees feel like they're grinding even when you're just standing, you might not be experiencing typical aging. You could be having an inflammatory reaction caused by your food. And nightshades are a very common hidden cause. Now, not everyone has a problem with nightshades. Some people can eat them without any trouble. But if you already have inflammation in your body, whether it's arthritis, fibromyalgia, autoimmune flare-ups, or old injuries, these foods can quietly make things worse. The effects don't usually hit right after eating. It's more subtle than that. You may feel a bit stiffer in the mornings. Your joints might slowly lose mobility. You might experience more brain fog. Or you may just start feeling heavier, like you're slowing down with age. But it's not just age. It could be your body trying to send you a message. And if you're open to listening and willing to test this out, you may be shocked at how quickly things can change. Thousands of older adults have already tried this. They simply stop eating nightshades for 2 to 3 weeks. That's all. And the feedback is incredible. Swollen fingers go back to normal. Achy knees feel better. Mornings become easier. Some even say their digestion improves and their mind feels clearer. Why? Because once the body is no longer constantly reacting to a hidden trigger, it finally has the chance to heal. Instead of using its energy to defend itself, it can shift into repair mode. Inflammation goes down. Tissues begin to heal. Energy levels rise. But here's the challenge: most people never even consider trying this. They don't think to question their tomatoes, mashed potatoes, or stuffed peppers. These are comfort foods, part of their weekly routine. And unless someone shows them the connection, they go year after year with nagging pain that feels mysterious but is actually very manageable. That's why awareness is so important. Because living with joint pain isn't your only option. All it takes is a willingness to question whether every so-called healthy food is really right for you. And this isn't just an internet trend. Medical case studies, functional medicine experts, and even some rheumatologists are starting to recognize how nightshades affect people with certain sensitivities. Solanine and another compound called thymidine, which is found in tomatoes, can interfere with how your nerves and muscles communicate. They can irritate your gut and trigger your immune system, especially if you have leaky gut or inflammation already. What happens next? Your immune system starts seeing these plant chemicals as threats. And this leads to inflammation everywhere. Joints, gut, brain, everything becomes more sensitive, more reactive, and more inflamed. If you're over 60, this is even more important to understand. As we age, the body becomes slower at flushing out inflammatory compounds. Recovery takes longer. Tissues heal more slowly. And chronic low-level inflammation becomes even more harmful. Sometimes what you stop eating can have a bigger impact than what you start adding to your diet. Removing the root cause of your symptoms is often the very first step in helping your body begin to repair itself. And remember, this isn't about cutting something out forever. No one's asking you to swear off tomatoes for life. What we're talking about is running a simple experiment, giving your body a clean break. Just 14 to 21 days with 0 nightshades. That means no tomato sauces, no white potatoes, no chili with bell peppers, and no eggplant parmesan. Just 3 weeks. Then take notes. Track how your joints feel, how stiff you are, how clear your mind feels, how well you're sleeping. And when it's time to bring those foods back in, do it one at a time. Pay close attention to how your body reacts. Because if a single food has been quietly sabotaging your health, wouldn't you want to know? Here's something powerful to think about. Once your joints start to feel better, everything becomes easier. You move more freely. Your breathing improves. You sleep more soundly. Your mind becomes sharper. You feel younger because that underlying inflammation is no longer holding you back. And the best part? Relief like that doesn't have to come from a prescription bottle. It just takes a little curiosity and a bit of discipline. So if you're living with chronic pain, if you've been told it's just arthritis or that's what happens when you get older, don't just accept it. You have more control than you think. Don't settle for a life of stiffness and fatigue. You could be one simple change away from feeling energized, clear-headed, and pain-free again. Start with something small. Cut out nightshades. Watch your body like it's a feedback machine because that's exactly what it is. And if your pain even slightly improves, you'll know you've found something powerful. The key to the next chapter of your health. One meal at a time. Avoid eating overcooked or canned spinach. Let's talk about spinach. It's often seen as the gold standard of healthy food. Every doctor, nutritionist, and health magazine praises it. And it does deserve the hype. Spinach is packed with iron, magnesium, potassium, folate, fiber, and it's loaded with antioxidants. It's low in calories and nutritionally dense. But there's a side of spinach that rarely gets mentioned. And if you're over 60, you need to know about it. While spinach can be a nutritional powerhouse, it can also quietly disrupt your energy levels, digestion, and kidney function if it's eaten the wrong way. The issue isn't the spinach itself, it's how you prepare and consume it. Most older adults tend to eat spinach in one of two forms, either overcooked until it's mush or straight from a can. Maybe it's boiled down with dinner, or maybe it's the salty, metallic-tasting version from a tin. Some even throw heaps of raw spinach into morning smoothies, thinking more is always better. But this well-meaning habit overlooks one crucial fact. Spinach is extremely high in oxalates, and oxalates aren't harmless. Oxalates are natural compounds found in many plant foods. And spinach is one of the richest sources of oxalates on Earth. In small amounts, your body can handle them. No problem. But when spinach is consumed in large quantities, especially in concentrated forms like canned or heavily cooked, those oxalates start causing trouble. Here's what happens. Oxalates bind with important minerals like calcium and iron inside your digestive system. That creates two big issues. First, your body can't absorb the very nutrients you think you're getting. And second, those bound compounds can contribute to kidney stone formation. And for older adults, especially those with a history of kidney stones or weakened kidney function, this can be a serious concern. Here's the science behind it. Oxalates don't just float around harmlessly. When they latch onto calcium in your gut, they form tiny, sharp crystals. These crystals accumulate in your kidneys and urinary tract. Over time, they can harden into stones, painful, potentially dangerous, and for some people, they keep coming back. What surprises most people is that you don't need to eat junk food to get kidney stones. You could be eating clean, whole foods like spinach every single day, believing you're doing something great for your body, while slowly feeding the very issue causing you pain. But it doesn't stop at kidney problems. Oxalates have also been linked to gut irritation, low energy, and even brain fog, especially in people who are more sensitive. If you've ever had a spinach-packed smoothie and then felt gassy, sluggish, or oddly spaced out, that's not your imagination. It could be your body's inflammatory response to too many oxalates. Your gut lining may become irritated. Your ability to absorb nutrients drops. Your nervous system can become overstimulated. That healthy routine you thought was energizing you might actually be the reason you feel worn out. Now here's the important part. You don't need to quit spinach forever. It's not your enemy. But you do need to understand how it works in your body. Because how you prepare spinach makes all the difference. Eating raw baby spinach occasionally in small. Eating small amounts is generally safer, especially if you're not consuming it every single day. But there's an even better option. Lightly steam your spinach. Just a few minutes of gentle cooking can drastically reduce the oxalate levels, making it much safer to enjoy regularly. Also, pairing spinach with healthy fats like a splash of olive oil or a few slices of avocado helps your body absorb essential fat-soluble vitamins like A, E, and K more efficiently. Plus, it adds a protective layer for your gut, reducing potential irritation. Avoid the extremes. Don't boil spinach until it's mush. That not only ruins the texture, it also lowers the nutritional value and concentrates oxalates. And steer clear of canned spinach. It's often stripped of nutrients, packed with sodium, and loaded with preserved oxalates. And please stop tossing huge handfuls of raw spinach into your smoothie every day, especially if you're already struggling with fatigue, joint discomfort, kidney concerns, or digestive issues. The oxalates from daily raw spinach intake can build up quietly and slowly wear down your body over time. Instead, rotate your greens. Use arugula, romaine, kale, lightly steamed collard greens, or even herbs like parsley and cilantro. Give your body variety. True nutritional balance never comes from relying on just one food, it's about the overall rhythm of how you fuel yourself. You don't have to be perfect. You just need to be aware. If you're over 60 and noticing that you feel off, heavier after meals, gassy, mentally foggy, or unusually tired even though you're eating a clean diet, take a second look at how much spinach you're eating. Especially if green smoothies or classic cooked spinach dishes are part of your daily routine. Try removing spinach for 2 weeks. Swap it out with other greens. See what happens. Watch your digestion. Track how your mind feels. Notice if your joints improve. And when you do bring spinach back, ease it in slowly, steamed, combined with healthy fats, and balanced with other foods. Sometimes, the foods that harm us the most are the ones we've convinced ourselves are helping. So, stay open. Stay curious. Don't eat from habit, eat with awareness. Because true nutrition isn't about following fads. It's about paying attention to how your body responds and being willing to adjust when it speaks up. And if spinach isn't working for you, it's okay to let it go. Your energy, your kidneys, and your digestive system all deserve better than being quietly undermined. Avoid raw cruciferous vegetables if you have thyroid problems. They may look like the perfect addition to your plate: broccoli, cauliflower, cabbage, kale, vibrant, crunchy, and nutrient-rich. These vegetables are constantly praised as superfoods. And for many people, they are. They're high in fiber, loaded with antioxidants, rich in vitamins C and K, and full of plant compounds that help fight inflammation and support detox processes. But here's the part most people, even some doctors, don't mention: if you have thyroid problems, especially as a woman over 60, eating these cruciferous veggies raw could actually be making things worse. Why? Because they contain a natural group of compounds called goitrogens. These substances are found in raw cruciferous vegetables. While they're harmless in small amounts for most people, they can interfere with thyroid function in those who are already at risk. Goitrogens limit your body's ability to absorb iodine, a trace mineral that's absolutely essential for making thyroid hormones. And when your thyroid can't produce enough hormones, the ripple effects show up throughout your entire body. Your metabolism slows down, your energy tanks, your mood drops, your body holds onto weight, and you feel like you're running on empty all day long. Now, this doesn't mean that broccoli or kale are bad for you. Not at all. But if you have hypothyroidism, Hashimoto's, or a family history of sluggish thyroid function, eating raw cruciferous vegetables in large quantities, especially on a daily basis, can begin to suppress the very gland you're trying to keep healthy. And the signs aren't always obvious. It might start with a little more tiredness, a bit more brain fog, cold hands, slower digestion. You might blame it on aging, stress, or hormones without ever suspecting that the green smoothie or raw veggie salad that kicks off your day could be part of the problem. But make no mistake, your thyroid is sensitive. It controls your entire metabolic system. And it pays close attention to every nutrient, every signal, and every choice you make. If your thyroid doesn't get enough iodine, hormone production slows. And when those hormones drop, your whole system starts to lag. You might feel exhausted doing simple things. Your skin may dry out. Your hair could start thinning. Your digestion might slow. You could gain weight even if you're eating less than usual. And gradually, you start to feel like a dull version of yourself, all because of a food that was supposed to be healthy. So, what's the answer? You don't need to give up. You don't have to stop eating cruciferous vegetables, you just need to prepare them the right way. And here's the good news: goitrogens break down when exposed to heat. That means a little cooking, even light steaming, is enough to neutralize their thyroid-suppressing effects. Roasting, sautéing, boiling, or lightly steaming for just a few minutes significantly reduces goitrogen content while keeping most of the nutritional value intact. This simple step transforms these veggies from a potential risk into true health allies. Cooked broccoli, cabbage, and kale still offer powerful benefits. They retain their anti-cancer, anti-inflammatory, and detoxifying properties, but without putting stress on your thyroid. And when you pair them with healthy fats like olive oil or avocado, or with iodine-rich foods like seaweed, you actually boost both nutrient absorption and thyroid support. The very same cruciferous vegetable that might have been draining your energy when eaten raw can actually energize you once cooked. That's the power of proper preparation. And here's what matters most: your nutrition should match your biology. Just because something is considered healthy for most people doesn't mean it's automatically right for you, especially if your thyroid is already under strain. Women over 60, in particular, often experience a natural decline in thyroid function even without a formal diagnosis. Metabolism slows, muscle mass decreases, and hormone changes affect everything from mood to memory. That's why personalized nutrition matters. It's not only about what you eat, but how you eat it. So if you've been starting your day with raw kale or cabbage in a salad, or throwing handfuls of raw cauliflower into smoothies thinking you're fueling your health, it might be time to rethink that habit, especially if you've been feeling unusually cold, bloated, tired, or mentally foggy lately. Your symptoms aren't random. Your body isn't betraying you. It's giving you valuable feedback and asking you to pay attention. Start small. Try steaming your veggies. Swap raw kale for lightly cooked spinach or chard. Roast your cauliflower instead. Add a pinch of sea salt and a splash of olive oil. Make your meals work for you, not against you. And if you're unsure whether your thyroid is part of the problem, ask your doctor for a full thyroid panel. That means checking TSH, free T3, free T4, and thyroid antibodies. Don't settle for normal. Dig deeper, because feeling exhausted all the time should not be your baseline. Health isn't found in perfection. It's found in precision. Here's the bottom line: raw cruciferous vegetables aren't bad. But they're not neutral either, especially if your thyroid is compromised. Your energy, metabolism, and mental clarity are worth protecting. And sometimes that protection starts with something as simple as turning on the stove. Your health lies in the small details. Don't let a raw salad steal your vitality. Cook smart. Eat smart. Live sharp. Eat more beets, your brain and your heart will thank you. Beets aren't flashy. They're not trendy. You won't find them headlining the latest diet craze or plastered across wellness magazines as the next miracle food. But if you're over 60 and serious about protecting your heart, sharpening your mind, and staying energized without depending on medications, beets might be the nutritional powerhouse you've been missing. These rich, ruby red root vegetables are more than just colorful. They're chemically brilliant. Each beet is packed with natural compounds called nitrates, but not the harmful kind you find in processed meats. These are plant-based nitrates, and your body transforms them into nitric oxide, a powerful molecule that gently signals your blood vessels to relax, open up, and improve blood flow. That one shift makes a world of difference. When nitric oxide levels rise, your blood vessels dilate. Circulation improves. Your heart doesn't have to work as hard to push blood through stiff arteries. Your muscles receive more oxygen. Your brain gets better nutrient delivery. And your whole system begins to run smoother. In real life, that means lower blood pressure, a steadier heartbeat, fewer headaches, and clearer thinking. What it feels like is endurance, the kind most people assume they lost for good. And this isn't just a theory. Clinical research has shown that regularly consuming beets or beet juice can lower blood pressure in as little as 4 weeks. Other studies reveal increased blood flow to the brain's prefrontal cortex, the area responsible for memory, decision-making, and concentration. Older adults who regularly eat beets often report more than just improved blood pressure. They experience greater stamina during walks, smoother digestion, and even better sleep. Why? Because nitric oxide doesn't just help your heart blood vessels, it also soothes your nervous system. In fact, studies show that compounds in beets can even help your mitochondria, the tiny energy generators inside your cells, work more efficiently. That translates into more energy, reduced fatigue, and faster recovery after physical activity. If you've noticed that simple things like exercising, walking, or even daily household chores leave you more exhausted than they used to, it could be that your mitochondria aren't getting the oxygen they need. Beets help deliver that oxygen, not through caffeine, not through sugar, but by improving real blood circulation. And here's what makes beets even more impressive. They're not just circulation boosters. Beets are rich in betalains, powerful antioxidants that reduce inflammation and support your liver's natural detox process. They also provide folate, which plays a key role in DNA repair and maintaining heart health. Their fiber content helps promote digestion, lower cholesterol, and balance blood sugar levels. All crucial factors as we age. But here's a tip. Not all beets are the same. Skip the canned versions, especially the ones loaded with sugar or soaked in vinegar. These are often stripped of their natural nutrients and packed with preservatives. To get the full benefits, go with fresh, whole beets. Roasting beets brings out their natural sweetness and makes them gentler on your digestive system. Try slicing them into salads, blending them into a smoothie with berries and lemon, stirring them into soups for added color and flavor, or simply enjoy them warm with a touch of olive oil and sea salt. It's simple, nourishing, and incredibly effective. And don't toss out the beet greens. They're often overlooked, but they're packed with potassium, calcium, and vitamin K. Lightly sauté them or toss them into an omelet. Every part of the beet brings something valuable to the table. And at this point in life, every small nutritional edge adds up. Now, some folks steer clear of beets because they're sweet. Yes, they do contain sugar, but it's natural sugar, packaged with fiber, antioxidants, and minerals. Its glycemic load is balanced by its nutritional value. Unless you have specific dietary restrictions like serious blood sugar concerns or advanced kidney disease, beets in moderate portions are not just safe, they're smart. Beets offer something processed foods never can. Synergistic nutrition, nutrients that work together to rebuild and restore your body naturally. And the best part? Beets are easy to find. You don't need expensive powders or supplements. Just whole, real food from root to leaf, available at your local grocery store or farmer's market. They're affordable, versatile, and surprisingly easy to work into your routine once you make them a weekly staple. So, if you've been feeling sluggish, foggy, stiff, or winded before you reach for another medication, ask yourself, could your brain and heart just need better blood flow? More oxygen? Stronger circulation? That next boost in vitality might be waiting in something as simple as a roasted beet. Give it a try. Just one small habit. A slight change. A beet a day. A few slices at dinner. A smoothie with real root, not powder. And see what happens. Watch your energy climb. Notice your thoughts become clearer. Feel your walk grow smoother. Sleep more soundly. Live more lightly. This isn't hype, it's basic human biology. Your blood wants to move. Your brain wants to function at full power. Your heart wants to beat with ease, not strain. Give your body what it needs. Start with beets. Your brain and your heart will thank you, not in words, but in clarity, energy, and strength that lasts. Eat real fermented sauerkraut for gut health that powers your whole body. We've forgotten something essential about how humans are meant to eat, and we're paying the price for it in the form of bloating, fatigue, constipation, and chronic inflammation. It's not just about what we put on our plates. It's about what we can actually digest. More than ever, older adults are finding themselves stuck in a state of sluggish digestion, irregular bowel movements, weakened immune systems, foggy thinking, and mysterious, low-grade inflammation. But the solution isn't always more fiber. It's not always another pill. And it's not found at the bottom of yet another bottle of probiotics. Sometimes the answer is something ancient. Something simple. Something alive. Fermentation. Before refrigeration existed, every culture around the globe relied on fermented foods, not just to preserve what they grew, but to support digestion and strengthen immunity. Kimchi in Korea. Miso in Japan. Yogurt in the Mediterranean. And in Europe? Sauerkraut, fermented cabbage. These weren't diet fads. They were daily staples. They were time-tested, natural insurance for a healthy gut and a strong immune system. But today, they've disappeared from most people's diets, replaced by sterile, shelf-stable, over-processed alternatives that offer none of the benefits and all of the downside. And for seniors especially. For those over 60, this is more important than ever. As we get older, the microbiome, the vast, ever-changing community of bacteria in our gut, starts to weaken. Its diversity fades. The helpful bacteria lose their strength. And as your gut's microbial power diminishes, so does everything else. Digestion becomes sluggish. Inflammation rises. The immune system weakens. Even brain function starts to decline. Today, the connection between gut health and brain health is crystal clear. Ignoring it is no longer an option. That's where sauerkraut comes in, but not the kind sitting on unrefrigerated shelves in the middle of the grocery store aisle, swimming in vinegar and pasteurized to the point of lifelessness. We're talking about real sauerkraut, raw, fermented cabbage filled with live probiotics. You'll find this kind in the refrigerated section, typically in glass jars or pouches. Look for labels that say raw, unpasteurized, or contains live probiotics. That's how you know it's alive, and that's exactly what your gut needs. With every forkful, you're not just eating food, you're delivering living, beneficial bacteria into your digestive system. These microbes go to work right away. They break down the fiber in your food, helping your body absorb nutrients better. Strengthen your gut lining, which defends against inflammation and autoimmune flare-ups. Crowd out harmful bacteria that cause gas, bloating, and constipation. Create calming brain chemicals like GABA, which balance your mood and soothe your nervous system. And here's the best part, you don't need a lot. 1 or 2 forkfuls per day is enough. This isn't about volume, it's about consistency. Just a small scoop at lunch or dinner can reshape your gut's entire ecosystem. Many older adults who add raw sauerkraut to their meals report noticeable improvements in just a few weeks. Less bloating, smoother bowel movements, reduced gas, better appetite, more stable mood, sharper thinking. That's no coincidence. That's the gut-brain connection in action. Even better? You don't have to wait months to feel the effects. Real probiotic foods can start working in just days because your gut doesn't need tricks or synthetic fixes. It just needs support. It needs bacteria, real ones, the kind every traditional kitchen used to provide and that modern diets now lack. But let's be clear, not all sauerkraut is the same. If it's pasteurized, it's been sterilized. If it's made with vinegar, it's pickled, not fermented. Those versions are dead. They may taste sour, but they offer none of the gut-boosting benefits. To get the real thing, you must look for raw, fermented, ideally organic sauerkraut that's kept in the refrigerated section. If it's sitting unrefrigerated on a store shelf, it's already lost the one thing that makes it valuable: living cultures. Once you bring it home, keep it cold. When you open the jar, it should fizz a bit. That's a good sign. It means those live cultures are still active and doing their job. Use a clean fork every time to avoid contaminating it. Add it to salads, grain bowls, eggs, or sandwiches, and pay attention to how your body responds. For many people, digestion improves significantly. For others, mood becomes more even. Most find that inflammation gradually eases. Because when your gut is supported, your whole body benefits. And if you've been relying on probiotic pills, here's something you need to know. Real food beats supplements every single time. Most probiotic capsules only contain a few strains, maybe lactobacillus, bifidobacterium, and 1 or 2 more. But raw sauerkraut? It contains dozens, even hundreds of diverse microbial strains that naturally develop during fermentation. These aren't made in a lab, they're made by nature. And your body recognizes and responds to them immediately. So if you've been struggling with constipation, irregular digestion, bloating, brain fog, or chronic fatigue, don't just treat the symptoms. Support the system. Your gut is a living environment. It needs life to thrive. And sauerkraut, real, fermented sauerkraut, delivers exactly that. Forget the fads. Don't chase perfection. Just bring something timeless and wise back to your table, one forkful at a time. Let real food do what pills only try to manage. Let life come back into your gut and the rest of your health will follow. Eat cooked carrots for better vision, radiant skin, and gentle detox. Carrots don't scream for attention. They're not exotic, pricey, or trendy. And maybe that's why they're so tragically overlooked, especially when we're talking about cooked carrots. While everyone's rushing toward the latest superfood powders or supplement fads, something truly powerful is probably already sitting quietly in your kitchen. It's just a humble root vegetable with the potential to help regulate your blood sugar and support your body's natural cleansing processes from within. But here's the catch: not raw, cooked. Here's what most people don't realize: cooking carrots doesn't destroy their nutrients, it actually unlocks them. When you steam, roast, or lightly sauté carrots, it activates a powerful antioxidant called beta-carotene, which your body converts into vitamin A. And vitamin A isn't just another letter on a vitamin label, it's a potent nutrient that safeguards your eyesight, renews your skin, and strengthens the inner lining of your organs, especially your digestive tract. Here's the important part: your body can't absorb beta-carotene well from raw carrots. It gets trapped in the plant's tough fiber. But once you apply heat, those fibrous walls break down. Suddenly, the nutrients are bioavailable, meaning your body can absorb and use them effectively. So what actually happens when you start eating cooked carrots 3 or 4 times a week? Your eyes benefit first. Vitamin A feeds the retina, enhances night vision, and significantly lowers your risk of age-related macular degeneration, a slow, silent condition that steals the independence of millions of seniors, often without warning signs. Cooked carrots nourish the cells that keep your eyesight sharp, your driving safe, and your reading enjoyable. But that's just the beginning. Next, your skin responds. Vitamin A and beta-carotene do more than help your vision, they're essential for skin renewal. They support fresh skin cell growth, boost collagen production, and shield your skin from oxidative stress. Over time, eating cooked carrots can make your skin smoother, more hydrated, and more resilient, not because of what you apply on your skin, but because of what you feed it from within. If you've been spending a fortune on anti-aging creams and serums hoping to reverse the signs of aging, just remember, your skin is built from the nutrients you put in your body. Carrots deliver those nutrients gently, powerfully, and effectively. Now let's talk about detox, a word that's often overused in marketing but still describes a very real biological function. Your liver is your body's main detox organ. Every hormone, medication, and toxin your body processes must pass through it. Despite what trendy detox teas and cleanses promise, your liver doesn't need fads. It needs real nourishment. Cooked carrots offer that in two critical ways. Their soluble fiber binds to waste and helps move it out of your body instead of letting it recycle back into your system. Their antioxidants lower oxidative stress in the liver, allowing it to function better and more efficiently. When your liver is supported, everything improves: your digestion, your energy, your skin clarity, and even your mood. Yes, a sluggish liver can affect your mental clarity, not just your physical comfort. Now here's where things get even more powerful. When you cook your carrots with turmeric and a small pinch of black pepper, you elevate this simple vegetable into a healing, functional food. Turmeric contains curcumin, one of the most researched anti-inflammatory compounds in modern science. It supports joint health, soothes the gut, improves cognitive performance, and helps balance blood sugar. But curcumin on its own isn't easily absorbed. That's where black pepper comes in. It contains piperine, a natural compound that increases curcumin's absorption by up to 2,000%. Combine curcumin with beta-carotene and the natural sweetness of carrots, and suddenly you've got a simple, satisfying meal that supports your immune system, digestion, inflammation response, and nervous system all at once. And here's something most dietitians won't mention: this isn't just about nutrients, it's also about your cravings. Many older adults who regularly eat cooked carrots report something surprising: they crave less sugar. Why? Because when your body receives deep nourishment, it stops begging for quick fixes. Roasted carrots have a gentle, natural sweetness that satisfies the palate without spiking your blood sugar. Add in their fiber and minerals and you feel more balanced, more full, not because you're using willpower, but because your body is finally satisfied. So don't underestimate what a few humble carrots can do. Don't wait until your vision blurs or your digestion slows to make a change. You don't need perfection. You just need consistency. Steam a few carrots. Drizzle them with olive oil. Add turmeric, sea salt, and black pepper. Roast until golden. Serve them as a warm side, a base for your protein, or blend them into a soup with ginger and garlic for a gut-healing meal you can sip like natural medicine. You don't need to count macros. You don't need to obsess over calories. Just eat the foods that make you feel lighter, not heavier. Cooked carrots do exactly that, quietly and reliably. And if you give them even a few weeks, you'll feel the results, not just in your skin or your eyes, but deep within. You'll feel cleaner, more centered, and more in control of your food choices because your system won't be inflamed or undernourished anymore. Health isn't about chasing trends. It's about mastering the basics. Cooked carrots are basic, but they're brilliant. And the longer you live, the more you realize the most effective medicine is often underground, dirt cheap, and only needs a little heat to unlock its power. Final takeaway: living a long, vibrant life isn't about eating more, it's about eating wisely. The truth is, some vegetables actually accelerate aging by triggering inflammation, disrupting hormones, or blocking your ability to absorb nutrients. Meanwhile, others work quietly in the background to help you stay sharp, calm, and strong, especially after age 70. You don't need more pills. You need better choices, cleaner foods, a clearer understanding. So today, cut out the 3 vegetables that harm and start building your meals around the 3 that heal. Because the difference between simply surviving and truly thriving after 60 often begins with what's on your plate.